Hey guys, in today's video of the Scratch Shooter game, we will be making the main menu. Currently in the game we have a gun, the ability to shoot bullets, a health bar, a few different enemies, and score when you kill an enemy. But in this video we'll be adding a start screen. So first what you're going to want to do is make a new sprite and call it menu BG. The BG stands for background. And then what you'll do is make a grey rectangle with no outline, and then go into the code, and when green flag clicked, go to 0, 0, and that will just make sure that it is centered in the middle of the screen. So after you do that, then what you're going to want to do is make another sprite called buttons, and then make a play button. So I'll make this a slightly darker grey than the background. Then I'll make a rectangle and make the outline a bit thicker and make the corners smooth. You can design the button however way you want, as well as the menu background. It doesn't matter, and you can always mess with the values of the positions. So then you'll switch for text. You'll switch the color to black and type in play. I'll see how it looks in all capital. I'll use it for all capitals. And then if you want a bolder outline, use the select tool and you can give it an outline to make bolder or thicker text. I'll have mine as an outline as 4, and make sure that it takes up the entire, that the text takes up the entire play button size. Once you've done that, go into the code, and when green flag clicked, you will go to, say, and right here, so right back there. So 100 for Y, and X 240, a bit more than that, let's say 300. And then after it's done that, actually instead you will be making a clone, and before that you will be hiding it. Then when it starts as a clone, it will go to an X of 300 and a Y of 100, and then after it shows, repeat, let's say 4 times, change X by negative, let's see how 25 looks, not enough, so negative 50, bit too much. Mess around with this however you want to make it look good. I'll use it as repeat 4, change X by negative 40. So, and that just gives it a little animation of it popping out. And then what you want to do is put in a forever loop after the repeats, and then forever if else a touching mouse pointer, then set brightness effect to 20 and an else set brightness effect to 0. That's how it looks currently. That looks okay. But to be able to click on it, what you need to do, and make sure that they both go to the front layer, but the buttons need to go to the front layer, like the front layer. So once you've made sure that they are, then under the in the if statement, if touching mouse button, then if mouse down, then broadcast play. And once you've broadcast play, I will actually just change it so it also set the size to 110 and set size to 100 in the else. Yeah. And then use a when I receive play, it will repeat 4 times, change x by positive 40, and then after that it will delete this clone. Let's see how that looks. Yep. But we'll also want the menu to go away, so then put a hide, no, show before it goes to the, no, after it goes to the 00, and then make it when I receive play, repeat four times, change x by negative 100, and then hide. Let's see how that looks. Yep, that looks about right. So, yeah, but if we wait long enough before pressing play, you'll see that some enemies have already spawned, and we don't want the player to die before they even start playing. So instead of using when green flag clicked, you will use when I receive play in the player scripts, and the same for the gun, and for the bullet, and for just everything else, except for the menu background and the buttons. So change it for health bar as well to be when I receive play. But for the score, don't change it to when you can keep. It doesn't really matter. I'll keep it for when green flag clicked. And if we restart, wait a bit. And now, okay, the enemies start spawning. So that's cool. But now, if we wait long enough for the enemies to kill us, the health bar will just go back to full. So it's dead and then back to full, but we don't want that. So in the forever loop, in the health bar, you will use an if health is less than 1, which means 0 or less, then you will broadcast player death. And once you've broadcast that, so then when I receive in the play sprite, when I receive player death, it will stop other scripts in this sprite, and same for the gun, and for the bullet, but also in the bullet delete this clone after that, and that is the same for the enemies. So when it receives player death, it will stop other scripts in the sprite and delete all the clones. And then for the menu, the score can actually go to the front layer, so you can see the score on the main menu. But for the menu background, when I receive player death, it will show and then change X by 100. Okay, and let's try that out. So first we'll just need to die. But it keeps going round, so then you'll have to, after it's done that, stop this script. It's doing that because the player death keeps broadcasting. Okay. Oh, and in the health bar as well, when I receive player death, stop other scripts in this sprite. Okay, let's see if the background is now working. Okay, it doesn't go far enough. So then after it's done that, let's say change X by 50. If we just go over here, nearly there, change X by 75. Wait. So some enemies have already, there's just like a bunch of enemies as soon. See, enemies are spawning in twos, which shouldn't be happening. They spawn in twos sometimes, I'm not sure why. It shouldn't happen because it is deleting all of the clones. But once you, yep, that looks right. The background is fixed. And for the buttons, when I receive player death, it will create clone of myself. So let's try it. So the enemies kill us. Then let's wait a bit, see if the enemies are spawning before. Okay, there's 2 enemies. But they might have just spawned. Okay. That seems to all be working. Now if we die again, we can play again. And back into the player sprite, when I receive play, go to x of -100 and y of 0. X of -120. Yeah, it looks about right. But as you can see, a lot of enemies are spawning, and I'm not sure how to fix that, and I'll see if I can fix it in between this episode and the next one. And that will be all for today's episode. Goodbye, everybody.